Edinburgh have been a little bit of a hoodoo team for us. I only read yesterday that we'd lost the last 7 out of 8 times we played over in Edinburgh, whether it be Magners League or Heineken. So that kind of shocked me a little bit. So it was nice, I suppose, to come out of it. Bonus point and all. Great first half performance. Finished our tries off really well, but a little bit disappointing in the second half. Let them come at us, and we took the foot off the gas a little bit, and really should have put them away. So plenty to work on for next week, that's for sure. It was nice to finally get back on the scoreboard for Leinster. It was a little embarrassing to go through a full season last year with not getting a try. But it's nice to get on the board. To be honest, creating tries kind of gives me as much of a buzz as scoring them myself. So once you're involved in a movement that leads to a try, I think that's enough of a pat in the back for yourself that you need. Coming off the back of back-to-back defeats, you realise, both to Irish opposition, you kind of realise you have to put a halt to this at some time, and sooner rather than later, and especially with the first game of a new competition. Everyone's on a level playing field, irrespective of form in the lead into a new competition. Whether you're doing poorly in your domestic league, it doesn't count for anything, because with a new competition brings new hope and a new opportunity. So everyone looks at it that way, and I'm sure Edinburgh saw it that way. They've been doing poorly enough for their standards in the Magners. But they thought, listen, if we have a good run in Europe, we can make something of the season. So we were of that mindset too. We realised that we'd completely underperformed the previous fortnight, and we had to change things. And it was some of the really simple things. We were looking at some statistics, doing our analysis afterwards, and we just couldn't keep the ball out, beyond 2 or 3 phases. And you can't win rugby matches when you don't hold on to the ball and bring teams through phases. So we realised we had to do that, stop making silly, unforced errors, and just hold on to it, whether it be until you get a penalty or until someone gets a mismatch, a back and a forward, or a forward on a back, and we managed to do that. So hopefully we'll have learned a good bit from that first half performance, and then grow on that. But it's nice to start with maximum points in your first game away, and it counts for nothing if you don't back it up the following week. You have to have an element of confidence, and I suppose in years past we might have gotten carried away a little bit with certain performances early on in the group stages, but hopefully we'll have the level of experience now to realise that there was a lot wrong with our game, particularly in that second half. It'll be a massive game against Wasps on Saturday evening, so it would be great to be able to come out the first 2 pool matches, going into the internationals with 2 victories, and that's got to be our main priority at the moment. And to be honest, I really haven't thought hugely beyond that. It is very much game to game based, and Wasps are a very, very smart team. They haven't won the competition twice for no reason. They know how to grind out victories. A bit like Munster, in that they didn't even play well on Friday night, but they still managed to win by a couple of points. And when you're winning ugly, you're onto something. Don't write them off. Again, like I said, the domestic league is one thing, but teams can switch a different flick a different switch. When it comes to Europe, you look at the likes of Liverpool. They seem to every year be thereabouts with Champions League, but have struggled a little bit to push the top 2 of the Premiership, and that can be the same for any other club in Europe from a rugby point of view. It mightn't be happening for you domestically, but what's to say you can't push hard in another competition? You don't think about winning it in October. You think about giving yourself the opportunity of being thereabouts, and it's hard to win the competition when you don't get out of your pool stages. So you have to look at it as, first and foremost, get out of the pool. Then you get through internationals, and then it gets to knockout stages, and then every game is that final, and you literally treat it like that, and there's nothing to having one eye on potential future opposition, because that may never be the case. So it's cup football at its best.